Okay, happy review day. Tomorrow is a quiz. Let's first go over a little bit of what I'm expecting on the quiz. Lucky for you all, you can do your little happy dance. There will not be a no calculator section on this test. There will be the same kind of problems, but you can use a calculator this time so that we don't have to mess with the separate sheets. So similarly to every other quiz, you will have 5 problems that are kind of mental math. Try to do those without a calculator. You shouldn't need one. And then from there, you will have 10 other problems with the other content in this chapter. So if you're struggling to understand some of these concepts, look back at your notes, help each other. Specifically on the last 2 lessons, go look at those videos that I posted on YouTube and go from there. So no excuses. Let's start this quarter off strong. This will be your first, second quarter grade. I'll grade these pretty quickly when I come back from Iceland, and that will be your first grade. So start off strong. Get your note card. You get front and back of this note card. Check with each other. See if you have similar things on your note card. Help each other out. Okay? So for this review, I'm going to run through one problem with each unit so that you have a little bit to bounce off of, and then I will give you all of the problems after that. So turn to page 160. Let's start with number 14. I'm going to run through these kind of quickly, so feel free to watch this back to see it a little bit slower. So number 14 says Jose had previous credit card balance of $356.63. He made $259.01 in new purchases. New purchases are always added. $259.01. And received a credit. Remember, credit, good. We like credit. Of $56.83 for a return. So he returned some merchandise and got some money back. He also made a payment of $400. Payments are subtracted, and was charged $446 in periodic finance charges. So those are added to $446. So we're going to add and subtract all of those numbers. Remember, this unit is mostly just vocabulary, knowing if you need to add or subtract. So it might be a good idea on your note card to put things like purchases, credit, payments, fee, things like that, and whether or not you add or subtract those out. Minus 400 plus 446. So my total new balance is going to be $276.93. Don't forget your dollar sign. Okay, so now we're going to look at question 16. Question 16 can be a little bit tricky, so we're going to solve it together. It says Juan's credit card statement for October showed a previous balance of $239.80, new purchases of $174.50, and payments and credits of $95. The card's annual percentage rate is 24%. The company uses a daily periodic rate. What is Juan's finance charge and new balance for October using the previous balance method? So the previous balance method is only looking at that previous balance when we are calculating the annual percentage rate. So ultimately, to see how much he's going to have to pay, he's going to have to pay $239.80 plus that new purchase of $174.50 minus the payments and credits of $95 plus our charge, right? Our periodic charge. And then ultimately that will be our answer. But to calculate our periodic charge, we're only going to take $239.80 times our percentage rate. So we're going to do APR of 24% divided by 365 times the number of days in October. So October has 31 days. So 31 days. So once we calculate all of this out, 0.24 divided by 365 gives us 0.0006573. So we're going to take that number times 239.80, 0.0006573 times 31 days. We're going to get a periodic finance charge of $489 rounded. So this is one answer, and then our next answer is going to be all of this added together. So 239.80 plus 174.50 minus 95 plus our finance charge, $489. So the new balance and how much he'd have to pay back would be $324.19. Okay, and the reason is because it says previous balance method. Okay, so the previous balance is the important part in here. So on your quiz, you could highlight that. Now, number 17, which I'm going to let you calculate on your own, says the adjusted balance method. So that's when you're going to consider all of these numbers together. Okay. Now let's go ahead and solve together problem 18. Problem 18 is the average daily balance method. This is the problems that people struggle the most with on the quizzes and the ones that people hate the most. But in reality, it's not too bad. You just need to take it slow and really consider the days that you're looking at. So it says Madison had a credit card statement for August. So first, how many days are in August? 31. So we need the first column for the number of days to equal 31 at the end. So it says these items on 8-1. 8-1, she had a previous balance of $220.56. Okay. On 8-5, she had a new purchase. So between 8-1 and 8-4, we had the same balance of $220.56. So 8-1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 4 days that had this balance. Okay. Then it says on 8-5, we had a purchase of $56.89. So our new balance is going to be those two numbers added together. $277.45. Okay. Then the next time that something happened was 8-14. So between 8-5 and 8-13, we had this balance. So 8-5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9 days we had this balance. Okay. So now on 8-14, we had another purchase of $190.23. So our new balance during this time was $467.68. And it looks like the next time something that happened was 8-25. So this happened until 8-24. So then we go ahead and count 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I am literally counting on my hands, so do not be ashamed if that is you too. Okay, so then on 8-25, we made a payment, so that's subtracted of 150. So our balance during this time was $317.68. Okay, and it looks like that was the last time that anything happened. So this happened till 8-31. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 7 days. So now to check our work, let's make sure that all of these days add up. 4 plus 9 plus 11 plus 7, 31 days. Okay, so this should equal 31. We know that we did this correctly. Okay, so it says what is Madison's finance charge for August and the new balance using the average daily balance method, including new purchases. So this is including these purchases. Whereas in question number 19, we're going to exclude these purchases. Okay, so just consider that. And we have to extend our totals out. Okay, so we're going to take all of these numbers and we're going to extend them out and multiply by the number of days. Okay, so 220.56 was our total for 4 days. So we do 220.56 times 4, 882.24, 277.45 was our total for 9 days. 2,497.05. 467.68 was our total for 11 days. 5,144.48. And lastly, 317.68 was our total for 7 days. 2,223.78. Okay, we're going to add all of these these numbers together. I get 747, 52. Okay, so I'm going to take this number and divide by the number of days, 31. My average balance was 346.69. Okay, so this is the number I need to calculate my finance charge. So I'm going to take 346.69 and multiply it by my monthly periodic rate. And in this problem, they're already giving it to us. They just give it to us as 1.6%. Okay, so I'm going to multiply that out. I get equals 554. So this is everyone's least favorite because you do all of this work just to get this really small number, and that will give you the finance charge. Okay, so this is the finance charge. Now it also is asking for the new balance. So we have this balance plus the finance charge, 317.68 plus 554. $320.22. Okay, this is the balance. These are your two numbers. So on the quiz, it's going to be really, really, really important that you show all of your work, because if you accidentally calculated this number right here and calculated it out, you would get partial credit because you used the wrong number, but you had kind of the right idea. So make sure you show all of your work on this one to get the correct answer. Okay, so next let's go ahead and solve question 21. 21 is about cash advances. Okay, so Javier's credit card has an APR So remember, when it says APR, we might have to break it down depending on what kind of method they use. So it might say monthly periodic or daily periodic. So we're going to have to calculate this out before we really can use the APR. So it says 14% for purchases and 21% for cash advance. Okay. They use an average daily balance method with a daily periodic rate for purchases. They use a daily periodic rate for cash advance and a cash advance fee of 3%. Okay, so let's get these down to daily right away. So we're going to take 14.14 divided by 365. We get 0.0003836. And we're going to take 0.21 divided by 365 to get 0.000575334. Okay, let's see. In a 31-day billing cycle, Javier had an average daily balance for purchases of $143.66. They did all of that work of the average daily balance method for you. He had a cash advance of $300 during the billing cycle and must pay the finance charge on the cash advance for 23 days. What are his total finance charges? So we're going to take our purchases first. Our purchases of $143.66 times our finance charge of 0.0038356 times a 31-day billing cycle. Okay. That will give us a finance charge of the purchases of 0.0038356 times 31 days, $1.71. Okay, so then our cash advance of 300 times 0.0005753 times only 23 days. That's from the problem. So we calculated that out. 0.0005753 times 23 days. $3.97. Then we also have a fee of 300 times a fee percent of 3%. So 300.03, $9. Okay, so we're going to add this all together. 1.71 plus 3.97 plus $9. We get a total finance charge of $14.68. And in the problem, they are looking for the finance charge. So the answer is right here. Okay? Okay, last, let's go ahead and calculate number 22. 22, debt management. The previous balance on Delaney's credit card was $354.87. He made a $210 new purchase this month, and his periodic finance charges are $532. His minimum payment is 3% of the current balance, rounded to the nearest whole dollar. what is the minimum payment? So remember, the current balance is calculated after these new purchases and the periodic finance charge. So we have to find that first. So we're going to take $354.87 plus his new purchase of $210 plus the finance charge of $532. Once we calculate those all together, we get $354.87. We get $570.19. From there, we're going to figure out his minimum payment, 3%. He's only going to make a payment of $17.11. He owes this much, but he's only going to pay this much. Okay, that's the answer. So, besides the problems that we've already done, you're going to go ahead and do number 11 through 24 all. This will give you the best experience for the quiz that will be tomorrow. Again, help each other out. Look back at your notes. Look back at these videos, and you should be just fine for the quiz. One last tip. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If it says APR, you're going to have to do something with it. You are either going to have to divide by 365 to get the daily periodic rate, or you're going to have to divide it by 12 to get the monthly. But if it does not say APR in the problem, and it already gives you the monthly or the daily, then you don't have to do any equations before you can use the percentage, okay? So if APR is not stated in the problem, don't worry about it. If it already says daily periodic rate and it's a small number, don't divide by 365 or you'll get too small of a number. So pay attention to how big the percentage is, and that should give you a pretty good indication of whether or not you have to mess with it first, okay? So good luck on your quiz tomorrow. You will all be just fine.